Good morning, students. As we know, physics plays an important role in our day-to-day life. Whatever we do is somehow related to physics. So today, let's begin with a chapter of Standard 9, which includes physics, that is, laws of motion. Here are some pictures. Observe them carefully and classify them into two groups. Let's verify your answers. You must have classified the pictures like this or vice versa. In column A, all the objects are at rest, whereas in column B, all the objects are moving. With the help of these examples, we can say that motion. An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings and with time. Examples: moving vehicles, cricket ball, all the planets revolving around the sun, molecules of a gas in motion. Rest. An object is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its surroundings and with time. Examples: mountains, buildings, etc. Now tell me, are you at rest or in motion? Did you say at rest? No. Think a little bit more. Did you say in motion? Actually, it is practically incorrect. Well, no one is at absolute rest or in motion. It depends on the frame of reference. How? Let's take an example. Suppose a book is lying on a table. It means the book is at rest with respect to its surrounding. But as we all know that the earth revolves around the sun. Therefore, anything lying on the surface of the earth is in motion. We can thus conclude that the book is in motion with respect to the sun. Even if we are sleeping, we are in motion with respect to the sun. Here is another example. A person is traveling in a train and passes by another person alongside the track. Here, the person standing along the track will see a person and everyone else in the train as being in motion. But everyone sitting in train will be at rest with respect to each other. From above examples, we can understand rest and motion are relative terms. An object which is at rest can also be in motion simultaneously. Let's move to our next subpoint, distance and displacement. Try to find the route for the mouse. Hope you have helped the mouse to reach the cheese. The mouse has traveled this distance in order to get the cheese. But the actual minimum distance between mouse and cheese is shown by the straight line. From this, we can easily conclude that distance is the length of the actual path traveled by an object in motion while going from one point to another. Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and finishing points. Here are some more examples to understand it better. A person is running on a 500-meter long circular track. He starts from point A and ends at the same point. The distance covered for a round is 500 meters, but as his initial position and final position is same, the shortest distance for him is 0, that is, 0 displacement. Let's take one more example. A car drives from point P to point Q about 360 meters. Here, the distance and displacement are same. But if the car returns from point Q and reaches to the point P, then the total distance covered by a car will be 360 meter plus 360 meter is equal to 720 meter. But the displacement will be 0 as its initial point and final point is same, that is P. Here are the points which differentiate distance from displacement. Distance is the length of the actual path covered by an object irrespective of its direction of motion. Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final positions of an object in a given direction. Distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Distance covered can never be negative. It is always positive or zero. Displacement may be positive, negative or zero. Distance between two given points may be same or different for different path chosen. Displacement between two given points is always the same. Moving to our next subpoint, we have speed and velocity. Speed. The distance traveled by an object in unit time is called its speed. For example, crawling infants, kids playing in the garden, etc., as there is no definite direction to their motion. Formula to calculate speed is total distance traveled upon time. Do you know him? His name is Galileo Galilei. He was the first man who measured speed as distance upon time. The speed of sound in dry air is equal to 343.2 meter per second. The speed of light is 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 meter per second. The speed of revolution of the earth around the sun is 29,770 meter per second. Velocity. The distance traveled in one direction by an object in unit time is called its velocity, or the displacement that occurs in unit time is called velocity. For example, racing, taking a flight from Pune to Mumbai, etc. Formula to calculate velocity is displacement upon time. These are some differences between speed and velocity. Speed is the distance traveled by an object per unit time. Velocity is the displacement of the body per unit time. Speed is a scalar quantity, direction not required. Velocity is a vector quantity, direction is required. The unit of speed is meter per second and is always positive. The unit of velocity is meter per second and it can be negative. So students, let's take a small break here as we have to cover more distance. I hope you understood what is motion, the difference between distance and displacement, and speed and velocity. See you soon. Thank you.